I'm going to talk about a couple short trades here, long puts that I see. I see some setups here again. And as I mentioned before, I've been looking at a lot of these regional banks that were impacted last year during that mini panic, because some of these problems just still haven't gone. They haven't gone away, and the commercial real estate, more of those are coming due, in the next year or two. So we're not out of the water yet with the commercial properties, and apparently it looks like the apartments are a problem too. But like we saw with NYCB, this wasn't last year. This was just like 2 months ago. They had a really negative reaction to the stock price, and it seemed like the coast was clear with these smaller banks, but it's the smaller banks that are the most exposed, proportionally to the CRE, that could be a problem for the stock prices. I'm not saying it's going to be. I'm not saying this is going to impact the overall market, or be a knife into the market or anything, but it's just something that could make the stock prices go lower. On some of these smaller banks like NYCB. I mean, the stock went from like $10 to $1.70, in a month or so. So I still see. I mean, there's still a setup on NYCB here because it just hasn't gotten any momentum to the upside yet. It's still either the short sellers or the sellers are in control. You can see it's just continually going down here, stair stepper, and it just made a new low today versus looks like going back to early March here. The low is 319, so we're back to the lows from early March, right when it rebounded off of that, the low. So there's still set up here with puts. To me, like I was looking at the puts. I mean, they still look pretty cheap, like like even $3 strike, like monthlies or 2 weeks out. I think they're pretty liquid. And my other one, well, the one I already I put on these VLY puts for May, because VLY reports earnings at the end of the month. And there's like a lot of the banks reporting earnings at the end of the month, and the VLY stock price is acting like it's already it's already in trouble, because a lot of the financials and banks they've rebounded. They're up this year, but not this one. So it's kind of a long shot, but it could be a good gain on the puts, if there is a really bad quarter, and that's just kind of what I'm looking for, like, maybe a less than 50% chance that there's a really bad quarter, but the puts would be up a lot. So the other one was H-band. Like some of these that have a lot of exposure, they're not even down a lot. Like the H-band, apparently this one has like 20% of their loans are CRE, but it hasn't reacted, so it's just up still. So I was kind of looking. I like the VLY and NYCB the most here still. And as we've seen, like a lot of times it gets worse before it gets better with these smaller banks, So I'm not saying it's going to be it's not going to be impact the overall economy or anything, but it's just something I'm playing this month. And looks like a lot of these are still pretty red, with the rest of the market. HPP. Yeah, the other thing I was going to look at is the Tesla, because I made a really great trade on this one last time they had their delivery numbers. Like I remember really well. I was back here. It was on the 1st of March. They or the second or over the weekend they reported their delivery numbers, and the stock was down huge off that. And I did play some put. I went with the puts on that, and I made the money and just took it off. And think I had weeklies or weekly puts. So you can see what it did. It went up in a range, it went up in this trading range, and then it broke down. As it's done in the past too, it just keeps breaking down off these trading ranges because it's long-term downtrend here, and then this print here on the deliveries, I guess it was today or yesterday, that was the really bad one. Of course, it was like 8%. I mean, it's probably one of the worst ones. I think it was the worst since like 2021. So yeah, it's a pretty bad one. I guess even worse than the last one. So I wouldn't be surprised to see more sell-off in the stock off of that too. So I'm looking at some puts again on Tesla for that too. So I mean, it could easily go. It goes to, like I was saying, it could go to 150s. 160 for sure, because we got the bottom of this channel, because it keeps getting close to the channel. So there's a lot more downside. Easily 150, 140, or I mean, I think it's even way lower. This channel will hit. So the floor is down to like, what was it? Yeah, it looks like 150s was is this a big support level. So there's 152, 150 area is big support. So yeah, it could. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes down to 150s or 140s off this bad number. It could be wrong, and there could be a reversal. Somebody could come in and buy it, but this is the way this stock's been going. Every time there's a delivery report, stock sells off. So, and the last time I did it, it sold off for a good 2 weeks pretty much off of that. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at, and it just seems like a good spot to play some short side stuff, short bias, because tech's kind of slowed down here a lot, so there could even be a short-term top. There's some news overnight, or right now with Taiwan. There's an earthquake, and the Taiwan semi was down. It's down 2% after hours, and it's down off of that news a little bit. Doesn't look like a huge reaction. I mean, it's not like a huge sell-off, but there was some reaction in Taiwan Semiconductor, and of course they're the biggest foundry for NVIDIA too. So it's big news, and if they have to stop production for a little bit, because there's so much demand, probably a huge backlog still now. But I think that with Tesla, if Tesla is red in the pre-market, if it opens up red, because last time it was down a good bit in the pre-market, and I thought it was going to be down even more off the bad delivery number. But if we're down at all in pre-market, I think that's a good it's a good spot for me to put on some puts when the market opens, because I think there's going to be a little bit more sell-off off of this news at least. So yeah, I think that's a good spot. We're still a good spot to put on some puts, and that's about it. So I didn't look at a whole lot of this stuff today. Just kind of watching my watch list and everything. But yeah, that's it. So catch you later.